The cycle continued for a long time before the youth opened his eyes and a smile played on his lips. A sad smile. "I've finally reached the initial completion of level 1. For the next breakthrough, I need to move further down below." Li Wei opened his eyes and jumped on the edge of the rock that had extended out of the mountain behind him. Glancing down, he watched the dark fog that smelled like death covering the entire area below. "For my brother, I must go down there, even if it breaks my bones and rots my flesh." Even with his divine sense, he couldn't find the bottom of the waterfall, and if he guessed right, he was sitting at the 1/3 point of the length of the entire waterfall. No one in the mortal realm had reached the depths of this place, and even he didn't dare to go down it. In fact, if he didn't have wings, he wouldn't be able to come here and practice his blood-water healing divine art for the last 15 days. Standing there for a few more minutes, he listened to the music of the splashing water, then unfolded his wings and cut through the water curtain to hover midair. Turning back, he licked his lips, tasting the free and unrestrained water fog that tasted like nothing. It was one of the death zones in the dark forest, and he had come here specifically to practice his divine art from the blood essence body cultivation art. After reaching the body marrow cleansing realm, he had completed a wood constellation, and he had also learned blood wood clone, a new divine art, and it would allow him to do wonders. But the requirements to cultivate it was to find 1,000 wood forest, a very rare natural occurrence in the martial realm, and he wasn't sure if he could find it in the mortal realm. Anyway, that didn't matter. All that mattered was gaining power so he could kill Tiang Fu in a predetermined fight a month later. Pulling the rough white scroll tainted with blood and tears from his storage ring, he stared at it and read the words again. "Li Wei, I've killed your friend and his brother. If you want to take revenge, meet me at the Lightning Valley in 1.5 months. Tiang Fu." Just seeing that letter again, blood rushed to his eyes, and he wished he could stomp over Tiang Fu's skull and destroy it completely. That bastard had attached Chen Duo's finger to the scroll he sent. "Damn it, bastard! I'll crush you once you're in my hands." His fingers quivered as he resisted crushing the scroll. Suppressing his anger, he headed back toward the cave he was living in. As he flew, he absorbed heaps of earth chi and filled his dantian. After using essence separation art, his earth chi path was scarred, and he couldn't cultivate normally, so he had to do it through a different route by using his bone wing manifestation, dragon wing manifestation. It was a nuance, and reaching the peak of the bone baptization realm looked impossible, at least for now. But no matter what, he had to reach it and kill Tiang Fu. Every night he woke up in the middle of the night and regretted making Chengdu a friend in this life. If he hadn't, then Chengdu and Chen Xiang would have survived. Regret and rage rushed through his blood simultaneously. He felt like his head would burst open, and he could only stop it by training more and more. "Brother Du, I'll take revenge for you. No matter what I need to do, I will kill Tiang Fu and eliminate his entire family." While rushing over the forest, he spotted a giant animal, a thunder bear, hunting something. Thunder Bear tasted heavenly, so he drew one of the arrows he had carved and enhanced with edge-sharpening array to hunt down the bear in one shot, using sharpshooting arrow. It was the second divine art that belonged to the giant-killing bow divine art. In the last 15 days, he had achieved some proficiency in this, but he hadn't reached initial completion of level 1. But he could already see the improvement in his targeting when combined with his divine sense. Grabbing the bear corpse, he headed toward the natural cave in a nearby mountain. By the time he reached the cave, the ear-bursting waterfall splashing sound had vanished, turning the environment into a tranquil, undisturbed one. Dropping on the ground not far from the cave, Wei flashed through the forest using a movement art he had practiced for the last few days. It was a gold-grade movement art he had found in Fan Tunzi's storage ring, but never had time to practice. For the next hour, he constantly used his earth chi to practice the movement art as he headed toward the cave he lived in.
to keep listening to this audiobook. I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.